Welding is an important part of society today. From bridges to buildings and even the cars we drive, welding it plays a role in all of our lives.
How long have you been welding?
I've been welding for about 4 years now.
How did you learn how to weld?
I took some classes, but a lot of it is self-taught.
What have you welded?
I've welded cars, fences, and even a school desk I broke.
Welding is as simple as using a hot glue gun, except at 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, whenever you're working with metal, you have to worry about rust. And rust is created when you mix moisture with air in the atmosphere. Rust is pretty detrimental when you're welding. Gas is an important part of welding. It protects the molten metal from oxygen in the atmosphere. This picture is a piece that I did not use shielding gas on. It has a bunch of holes in it and it's very weak. This next piece, I did use shielding gas. It's solid and it won't break under stress. Welding can be a pretty dangerous activity, so therefore you're going to need some protective equipment. First, you're going to need proper footwear. Second, you're going to need pants. Then, you're going to need long sleeves. You're going to need gloves and safety glasses. And finally, you're going to need a welding hood. Also, you're going to need a wire brush, a pair of pliers, and obviously a welder and shielding gas. So first off, I'm going to cut myself 2 pieces of metal. Then, I'm going to clean the metal with this sanding wheel. Thirdly, I'm going to weld this metal. And finally, I'm going to clean up the final weld. There are 3 most common forms of welding. Those are MIG, TIG, and stick. This is the one I use. But there are many other subgenres within the 3, but I won't get into those today. I just covered 3 of the most common types of welding. However, there are many more. Here are 3 types that I think are worth sharing with you. First, there's submerged arc welding. With submerged arc welding, there's a sand-like flux that covers the molten metal. That prevents oxygen from getting to it. Secondly, there's electroslag welding, or ESW. This is used when connecting 2 large pieces. Basically, they pour molten metal between the 2 large slabs and use molten slag as a flux. Finally, there's blast welding, or explosion welding, which is exactly as it sounds. It uses explosives to compression weld 2 different types of metal. They use this type of welding for making things like tank armor. There are only 2 known locations where this welding takes place, and that's Mount Braddock, Pennsylvania, and Lieberscheid, Germany. Hopefully you've learned a lot from my video and the basics to welding. And also, I hope you can see how welding is an important part of our society today.